Back to the Hood podcast. We back with the second interview of the day. I'm Joe Bizzo. I got my guy Twin Hood Star with me.
We in the building, man.
And today we got a guest. We got our second guest for the day. My man Tommy Stars.
What's good?
What's up,
Hey, I got hooks. I got bars. And what's my name?
Tommy Stars. What's up, player?
I'm straight, man.
Like, take us back.
I appreciate y'all for having me here before anything, you know what I mean? I truly appreciate this, you know what I mean? Reaching out, you know what I mean? Let me bless y'all, your platform.
You from back in the day era.
Word.
Yeah. You part of the culture?
Yes, sir. Of course.
So what's going on with you, player? What you got going on?
I got a lot going on now, you know what I mean? I'm actually a full-time videographer, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what I do right now, you know what I mean? I ain't did an interview in a while, so I'm gonna try to stop saying, yeah, I mean,
keep it real, keep it
organic. Already and shit.
Good, man.
All right, take us back to the beginning though. Where it all started at? Like, what was you doing? What made you want to start getting into rap? Where you from? Let them know everything like that. Started from the beginning.
All right. Well, I got into music. I'm from Logan, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Logan all day, LV. Logan Valley, shouts out to everybody in Logan, Marvine, Murdervine, 11th Street, 11, 12th Street, 13th. I got into music as a child, you know what I mean? Just growing up in the crib. Everybody in the crib, I just basically was taking the influences of everybody that was in the crib around me. Right. My dad was into like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, you know what I mean? Things like that, Sly Stone. My mom was into jazz music real heavy, you know what I mean? Like, not contemporary jazz, like smooth jazz and shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. Dave Grusin, I used to listen to him all the time. Boss Keggs, just a whole Boney James, a whole lot of jazz people. My sister was like on some hippie shit, so she was into like Madonna. You know, I mean, it's all in the 80s. Mm-hmm. So she was into Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, stuff like that. And then my brother brought the hip hop into the crib. Okay. You know what I mean? So he was into Helter Skelter, EPMD, Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Like the early people.
You took all that.
I was taking it all, and I was the youngest. I'm the youngest child, so it was like a sponge, you know what I mean? So early on, I was just into anything musical. I would just sit in front of MTV for hours, VH1, you know what I mean? The Box, y'all remember the Box? Yeah, you know what I mean?
That shit.
All that shit. So
yeah, and you took all that, you became Tommy Stars.
Yeah, it was like a accumulation of a lot of things too, man. Like I went to an all-white school. I went to Lawton up in the Northeast. Okay. Lawton Elementary. And back in the day, it was basically all white. You know what I mean? We had to take buses out there. Right. You know what I mean? They had the busing system. So those kids out there was into like New Kids on the Block and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I was into all that shit. You know what I mean? I like that shit. You know what I mean? The big pins and all that shit, the steps and all that shit. So it was like a little different. My upbringing was different. I lived in the hood, but I was bust out of the hood every day. Right. You know what I mean? So that influence like really had a major impact on me. You know what I mean? How the houses looked, just everything. You know what I mean? It was a totally different thing. Like the way they spoke, the way they ate, like the shit they was eating and everything was just different. You know what I mean? So I took all that in too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I played music instruments since I was a child too, like since first grade. So when they was like, they were always assigned classes instruments. It was like you had to be forced to learn this shit back in the day.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
remember that.
The bells and the sticks and all that shit, the xylophones.
So what instrument that you was assigned to?
I didn't start playing until the fourth grade. I had the sticks and the xylophones and all that shit. I knew how to read music since the first grade. But like I started playing drums and percussion in fourth grade. Okay. You know what I mean? The music teacher came down, asked me randomly and shit out of nowhere, like, you wanna play the drums? I'm like, hell yeah, you know what I mean? I used to play on the cans and shit in the house. Yeah. So just randomly she came down, Miss Singer and shit. She's still alive. Shouts out to Miss Singer. But yeah, she came down, started playing percussion from there, and then it just kept going from there. I was always in music programs, music magnet programs, all the way through school. And Harton Middle School, I went there for middle school. I was in the band in Overbrook. I was in the music magnet program there. So I was in a jazz band, marching band, all types of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my background is real thorough with music, like music theory and all this. I can write music, read music, all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So how you like? When did that turn? When did that hip hop turn? Like when did you turn to hip hop and like, yo, this what I'm doing?
What year?
Not what year, but around what era and all that. You know,
like I was like 12. You know what I mean? So that's when I got the bug for that shit. Like my cousin came over, my cousin Ronald. He was into rapping and shit, so he just came over randomly one day and just gave us pieces of paper, me and my brother, and was like, "Here, write a rap." Just random. I remember the shit like it's the back of my head. You know what I mean? He came in, he handed out this yellow tablet, John, and he was like, "Here, write a rap." And he put a song on. I don't remember what it was, but it was a song. It wasn't instrumental. I started rapping, you know what I mean? Fiddle, faddle, biddle, battle, like dumb shit, you know what I mean? So,
so your cousin was older?
Yeah, he was older than me. He was a teenager and shit. So he came over. He just came in the crib one day, and that literally kind of sparked it off. That was the first rap I ever wrote in my life. And then I did the talent show in middle school. In 7th grade, I did the talent show, and that literally changed everything for me. Okay. That was it. We had was doing practice and shit. Like it wasn't no regular shit. We wasn't on no young boy shit. Like we gonna do the talent show. We do a little. We was on some serious professional shit back then. We would come to school at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like I would have to leave the crib at 6 in the morning to get on the bus to get to school just to practice for that hour before school started. Right. You know what I mean? So our shit could be on point.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our shit was like on point. So when I got the crowd reaction from that shit changed my life. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah. Each grade, 6th grade went crazy, 7th grade went crazy, 8th grade went crazy. And it was like I just took all that shit in. I was like, it's time to get busy with this shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's dope.
That was like the changing point.
Okay, so that was around when you was 12 years old.
Yeah, middle school. Mm-hmm.
You had a group, the first group?
Yeah, it was called the Mix Batch. You know what I mean?
That's kind of
our name. We had everything down packed, bro. We had like even our clothes, like we was wear mismatched clothes, but they was coordinated. Yeah. That's why we was called the Mix Batch, and we all had 3 different styles, so we called ourselves the Mix Batch. Yeah, it was 3. It was myself, my man Sean Murchison. Shout out to Sean Murchison, and y'all know DJ Circuit Breaker.
Yeah, I know DJ.
Yeah. That was me and him, all 3 of us. We was in school since first grade and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. Right.
So we was in a group together, you know what I mean? The Mix Batch.
What the first song y'all made together?
So DJ Circuit Breaker was a rapper too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What the first song y'all made together?
It was like mic check 1 2, here we go. The mic check 1 2. Oh, and it's the freaky shit. We had a band, you know what I mean? We took the niggas from the band that played the drums, and his name was Mousy. And the other boy name was Julio, and he played the keyboards and shit. So it was like,
so y'all put a band with y'all.
Yeah, we had a band. This is early on, bro. Never before we never did anything like this. But I was just taking all that shit in, like I told you, from watching MTV and VH1 and all. I just knew how to do it when it was time to do it.
So was this early '90s or?
Yeah, it was the early '90s. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to. I asked that because I'm trying to get the vibe of what type of.
Yeah. '92. Yeah.
So y'all was basically on some. What's that group?
Another Bad Creation?
Not Another Bad Creation. What's the group, man? Not Color Me Bad. What's the group that Take Me to Another Place?
Take
Me to... I need some more.
There's Stand My Plane.
Yeah, that was around that time.
That's Arrested Development.
Arrested Development.
Yeah. Now we wasn't nothing like Arrested Development. No, I like the Arrested Development though. They was shit. Yeah, Mr. Window. Remember that song? Mr. Window. Yeah, that's my shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had the CD and shit.
Oh, so y'all wasn't on that. Y'all was just hip hop.
We were straight hip hop. Okay. Yeah, we was just rapping and shit. Like,
okay.
We had dance. I started dancing at the, and that was like we had all the elements and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, that shit really. It was probably that was the main moment I really remember.
From that point, y'all just kept going up.
Yeah.
Just kept going up.
Yeah. It was like I was consumed with that shit. I can remember just writing all the time. I literally from that day on, I probably was writing literally for years, like every single day.
Right.
Like really sparked something.
So what was your name back then? What was your name back then?
Timmy T. That was my first name, Timmy T.
Timmy T.
You know what I mean? Because my real name is Timothy. It's not Tommy. My real name is Timothy. So it was Timmy T, and then it was Killer Chaos. Was it Killer Chaos? Yeah, it was Killer K. Killer Chaos for a while, you know what I mean? And then it went to it was that for a while, and then it was Tommy Stars came around like 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s, and I was just writing names down and shit, you know what I mean? Remember back in the day where they had the CDs with all the names?
Yeah.
I was obsessed with shit like that, you know what I mean? I would look at all the executives' names and all that shit.
Yeah, I know, me
and
too, I was too.
Yeah, I was familiar with what names was on certain joints, so I'm like, oh, that shit looked thorough. So all the people that was in my team at that point, this was years later, I'm like, yo, let's switch our names up. You know what I mean? We're going to take these types of names, T dot something, you know what I mean? Whatever it was, and we just took that shit, and then my shit was like S. Johnson, Sean Johnson. That was Puff name and shit. I didn't know that was his name at the time. It was like Sean John or some stupid like.
His name Sean. I think John is his middle name or something.
Yeah, Combs. Sean S. Combs.
Yeah, S. Combs.
Yeah. But it was like Johnson, some Stevie J. I think I took Stevie J name and switched it around or some freak shit. But somehow it came to Tommy Stars and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I
remember that era. Yeah. Everybody was using their real name. Well, that was the executive.
The executive. Yeah. I mean, I was really into that shit. You know what I mean? I always been into hip hop though. Like forever, yo. Like forever and ever. I don't have memories without it. You know what I mean?
We had Reese Man up here, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
He said once he met you when he was about like 14.
Yeah.
So did he join y'all group or how did that?
Yeah, how did that
link up with you and Reese Man?
Well, when Reese came up, I wasn't in a group. I was by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, this was later on. This was in the 2000s. So this was probably like 2001 when Reese came up. Yeah, because we was having a block party and shit. So I think that's when I first met Reese, was at the block party and shit. And then he went home, and then he came back. You know what I mean? But I wasn't in the group at that time. I was by myself. I was being promoted by Q. Yeah, Q. My manager, Q. Shout out to Q. I just had to make sure that it was Q and shit. You know what I mean? And, I linked up with Reese that time at the block party and shit, because he was rapping with my young boy Sean and shit. You know what I mean? And Arson. And he was with another group already.
Okay.
And then they let me hear their CDs and shit. I'm like, yeah, these joints is cool. And I took a liking to him, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was unique, you know what I mean? It was different.
Yeah, it was different.
And it was like the shit that I would watch on TV. I'm like, oh, this nigga don't sound like nobody around. It's like a breath of fresh air, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was thorough and shit. I'm like, all right, I fuck with this right here. If I'm gonna fuck with anybody, I'm gonna fuck with this guy right here.
Yeah.
So he went home, and when he came back and shit, we just got busy, you know what I mean? I had a little radio in the basement. This is how hungry niggas was back in the day. I had the two deck John, so I would you know what I mean, put the blank John in there, the instrumental in there, and put the microphone in the back.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that they stereos have microphone Johns in the back.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember
you
that.
probably use your mic deck in the back. Yeah. Made some mixtapes.
Yeah, we was rapping back then, and we was doing that. We took the two radios.
Yeah.
The mic, but our mic was on top of the radio.
Okay, all right.
The little mic was real small.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But so that's what y'all was doing.
Yep. So we came over, and I took it a step further. Most people would just make their mixtapes on the John, but I like, after we recorded the shit, I would put it back in there again, and then we'd do some ad libs. Okay. You know what I mean? So I had 3 tracks and shit. I wasn't playing again. Yeah. But we did that John.
How you knew about doing ad libs? How you know how to do it?
Just from listening to music and shit.
Okay.
Just. I don't know, bro. I know. I don't know. I just knew how to do it.
How you just tape it, then just go? How you just come out and know to do that? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the thoughts was in my head. Like, just put this layer on there.
Just put another layer on.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So y'all, that's how y'all did. You and him was recording.
Yep.
Like that.
Yeah, we was recording like that for a little while. We just did like a little mixtape down there in the basement and shit. Started circulating that shit around a little bit, letting people hear it and everything. Niggas was fucking with it. And then we started going into the studio after that, you know what I mean? And just to backtrack a little bit, because I skipped the whole period from middle school to Reese and shit. I used to rap with Cash One. That was my man Steve and shit. That was all through high school. And we was called...
Yeah, we cut out high school. We did miss that part.
We was called Vigor. Damn, what the fuck? Mask. Motherfucker Skitson, M-A-S-K, Mask, motherfucker Skitson, Mask, and that's where I got the name Killer K from, because we all had like murder type of names and shit or some shit like that. But yeah, that was that for. Shouts out to Steve and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to miss nobody.
If you still in contact with any of them guys, besides you still in contact with Circuit Breaker, of course. Right?
Yeah. I can get in contact with Circuit Breaker anytime.
Right. Right, but all the other guys that you was rapping with, no.
Steve, me and him, I ain't talked to him in a while, but on Instagram, he on Instagram and he on Facebook. It's not a problem to get out and
I'm saying like, anybody, so did any of them still continue to go along like how far you went with
No, nobody did. Nobody kept up with it. Like, through all the errors and shit, like, nobody kept doing it like I did it. I always kept elevating that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? I really love doing it. You know what I mean? Some people just be doing it because they around it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I'm not saying that's why they was doing it. I'm sure they loved it too. You know what I mean? I could tell that they loved it because it was good, but I had more of a vision in them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's all I knew was music.
Yeah. So then all that after Mask, it become Enville or
no, after Mask it was Vigor and then Tommy Stars, and then Enville basically came about with me and Reese. Where the hell that name come from?
Where did the name come from?
The Monopoly. We was the Monopoly. That's what. Yeah. It was the Monopoly.
Yeah,
I came up with the Monopoly first. Basically, we're gonna take over everything. We're gonna monopolize the whole game and shit. You know what I mean? With our style and shit. And that's how I was looking. I'm like, and I always had plans of putting together little groups when I was young boy. I would always put shit together, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, put together fake record labels and shit like that. Just niggas from the city, you know what I mean? This nigga would be hot in this group. I would sign him to this, like weird shit, you know what I mean? But it wasn't weird to me. It was like entertaining to myself. Right. But it was the Monopoly, and then that's who we was at first. And then I think Reese probably shortened it to Mville.
Okay.
Or Monotville. I'm not too sure. I can't really remember and shit.
Who all was in the group? All of y'all, who all was in that group?
It was me and Reese and Boogie, Ace Boogie.
Right.
Skinny Keen. You know what I mean? So it was us three, but the ones that was really putting in the work was me and Reese. You know what I mean? We was really serious with it. Like, Boogie was serious, but Boogie wasn't that serious. Boogie wasn't writing like us.
Right.
You know what I mean? He always had raps and everything, but he just wasn't writing consistently like we was writing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember it was a third member. I just couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah, Ace Boogie.
I remember.
Yeah, light skin Ace Boogie. You know what I mean? Remember he was in the Headshots freestyle in the car.
Right.
Yeah, he has Baby.
Right.
Yeah, I mean.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah.
So how did y'all link up with the Headshot movement? What was that? How did that go?
That was through Reese, you know what I mean? And actually I knew Bob already. I knew Bob from cause my cousin went to Roxborough with Bob.
Okay.
And I can backtrack a little bit on that too, because I forgot all about this little part. My cousin, like in high school, I was into like Mace, all the New York shit, Nas, the whole Children of the Corn movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know all y'all niggas was listening to that shit.
Yeah,
McGruff, Cam, Murder Maze, you know what I mean? All them niggas. Big L.
Yeah.
The Clue mixtapes and all that shit. Like, so I was really into all that shit, you know what I mean? So my style was really like up northish in high school and everything. And Major Figures came out. I was figured out, like, you know what I mean? I was a straight Major Figurehead. It was the greatest thing my ears had ever heard. I had never heard nobody rap like that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, when they came out, it was different, you know what I mean? Because it went from, like, Nas and Mace was fire. The Children of the Corn, them niggas was fire. Like,
it was like, when that came around, when the Major Figures came around, it was like, damn, we got that here in our city too.
Yeah.
That's what
but to me, it was like I never heard nobody rap like that. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm like real tunnel vision type of person. So when I listen to something, I'm listening to that. Right. I honestly didn't even realize that Philadelphia had an underground rap scene.
That's how I was feeling too. The same way.
You know what I mean? As a young boy, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
I was exposed to like Ram Squad because my brother would bring Ram Squad in.
Right.
You listen to Ram Squad? Yeah. The Ram Raw tape. That shit was fire. You know what I mean?
That yellow tape, right?
Yeah, the yellow tape.
Yeah,
and they had to jump prior to that. Am I peeking? I don't want to be yelling on Joe.
No, you good.
All right.
No, you right.
So they had a Ram Raw. It was one side said Ram on it and the other side said Raw on it.
Right.
And that was before the yellow joint. They had the most fortunate and less fortunate but it was the Raw freestyle. You remember that shit? How we do, you know what I mean? So my brother was bringing that shit in. And that was my first exposure to like actual street music in the city. Like I wasn't in the street, so I didn't know, like, you know what I mean, shit like that existed.
Right.
So when I finally heard Major Figures, it was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like, I gotta step my shit up. Right. I remember specifically hearing Major Figures. My cousin bought in the tape. Rest in peace, my cousin Vaughn.
Rest in peace.
He bought in the tape one night. He just came up to my crib and he had a tape. He had 3 songs on it. And it was the Bump J acapella joint.
Oh, that was
my
the
niggas
best
how
joint.
could the blossom rise with the They had that joint and had the Watch for the Hook freestyle, but not the Dutch joint. And Charlie Baltimore, it was Ab Lava,
the Dutch
Gilly.
with Charlie Baltimore with the Teen Summit freestyle.
Yeah, that was the Power 99 joint, but this was the first joint they did in the studio. So it was Ab Lava, Gilly. Yeah,
I know.
And it was what's the bull? Reese Rolex.
Reese Rolex
had a joint on there. So when I heard this shit, he was like, "Listen to this. This Lil Gilly. This Lil Gilly." I'm like, all right. So I'm listening to it, and I was real cocky. I just thought I was the greatest rapper of all time until I started hearing it. I'm like, God damn, this shit is fire. Like, and I was just listening to it over and over and over, and I literally started, my style changed immediately that night. I like everything about my style changed immediately. You know what I mean? After I got exposed to Major Figures and shit.
Somebody else said the same thing. Like, they style, as soon as they heard Major Figure, they just changed everything.
Everything, bro. It was like, these niggas is amazing. Dutch was like my favorite rapper in the world at one point. Right. Dutch and Spade, like Dutch whole shit, bro. Me and my niggas, Rockstar P. Shout out to Rockstar P and shit.
Rockstar P.
Shout out to DJ Young Legend. You know what I mean? We always be having these Reese. We always be having these conversations about the Major Figures and shit. And I know this will go off track a little bit, but I always thought that Dutch should have been a huge fucking star, bro. In my eyes, I always thought Dutch should have been huge, man, because he had everything.
I'm gonna say that too. I say that too because I went to school with Dutch.
Word.
Yeah. So when I heard Dutch before I heard all of them.
Yeah.
And it was something, like you said, it was something I never ever heard before. I was like, this dude is multi-talented. He can sing too.
Oh, word?
Yeah, that boy can sing too. He don't show it, but he can sing.
All right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I never heard no shit like that before. And then when he got with Major Figures, I was like, damn, that was dope.
Yeah.
But he was always fire. So I understand what you were saying. He should have been somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just thought he really had it, bro. And I thought they was going to take it there when remember they got the deal with Un.
Yeah.
And once they started making them types of, we got it.
Yeah.
What was that shit called?
I know what you're talking about. I just can't remember they joint. Yeah, but
I thought they was on their way. I'm like, oh, these niggas about to be on their way and shit. And then State Prop came, and that was like, that shit went backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere.
Yeah, State Prop came, and then we just forgot about. No,
we ain't forget about them.
We forget about them.
They were still there.
Yeah, they was definitely neck and neck with State P at one time. You know what I mean? I think they just got unfocused.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because remember,
some people do fall back though.
Yeah, it was like they had the streets on lock. These niggas was consistent with the freestyles. They was always at the radio station. They was on shows.
Yep.
And it's like when State Prop came out, they had more of a street edge to them. So it's like Figures felt, my opinion, I think they felt they had to kind of conform to that street shit because they was less, you know what I mean? It was more flashy and shit.
If you think about it, it was probably a bigger budget too because State Prop, because they came to sign, when Rockefeller came, they came to sign Major Figures.
Yeah, word.
That's who they was going to get.
Right.
But Major Figures turned them down. That's how they end up with State Prop.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So like that too. I just think a lot changed after that shit. Remember the beef they had?
Yeah.
I think after that, John, like it was like
once Spade went to jail.
Yeah, it was like it was like Dutch switched the style up. I was tight. I'm like, why does nigga start rapping different? You know what I mean? Like it always boiled me and shit. And I'm just saying it on y'all podcast.
Cause it's the favorite rapper.
He was at one point. All them niggas was my favorite rappers at one. Even Bianca and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she was dope too.
yeah, all of them was fire. You know what I mean?
So what was your first rap you spit on BB
I don't know. I ain't even gonna hold you.
You had to get one that give you a buzz. It gotta be something to give you a buzz. Everybody start looking at.
Oh, the headshot John.
The headshot.
The headshot John was how that shit started. I just listened to this shit 3 days ago. God damn, I must be really high. I could say this shit if I get the first bar and shit, but yeah, the headshots John we was in the car.
Yeah. All right, listen, the headshot, when that headshot thing, right, that was like, y'all came in, and when the Meek Mill era was leaving from headshot, when Meek Mill was doing his own thing, he was leaving, and they brung you, Reese, man, Beretta, all them in.
Yeah.
And they was calling y'all the replacement killers.
Yeah, we was the replacement killers.
Talk about that. Like, how was that meeting with Bob? Did he tell y'all that that's what y'all gonna do?
No, it wasn't no meeting or nothing like that. Not that I remember. You know what I mean? I smoke a lot, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. You know what I mean? That's why I'd be lit if Reese was here, because you know what I mean? I'd be forgetting a lot of shit. I asked Rockstar P to come, but he couldn't cover shit. But no, I wasn't no sit down like, hey, yeah, Reese Man and Tommy, you're going to be the new Meek and Had. You know, it wasn't nothing like that and shit. No. It was basically, I don't even know how I heard that. I remember I heard it though.
Yeah.
And I probably didn't deny it. I was probably like gaslighting shit, you know what I mean? Being the young boy and shit, drawing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what it was. But yeah, shout out Beretta, Quilly. Shout out to all them guys, man.
Was it D Jones with y'all?
Yeah, D Jones. Yep, D Jones.
Yeah.
Magic. Yeah. I don't know, like, see that whole thing, we was with them, but we was by ourselves a lot. Me and Reese was by ourselves. You know what I mean? We had that affiliation with Headshots. I wouldn't say we was necessarily with Headshots because that duration was so small. You know what I mean? Everything that happened, it like came and went. We came in, we did a few freestyles, we did the diss record to Quilly and shit. You know what I mean? You niggas must be out your mind, thinking you could do my deed, and he must be. I mean, I wish I could find that shit. If anybody got that, send it to me.
Bob probably got it.
No, that shit ain't on YouTube. It was on YouTube.
Somebody must have took it down.
Yeah. It was on MySpace too, and they did that shit on MySpace.
That's crazy.
What was I just saying?
You talking about when you diss song?
Yeah. So after the diss song, that was basically like it.
Why did y'all diss them though? Who started it?
Because they was the replacement.
Yeah, but who started it though?
It was between D Jones and Quilly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was between D Jones and Quilly. I don't really remember what made it happen or whatever. I just know that niggas was catching wreck. And we was in the studio one night, and they was like, they need a hook band was in there. Everybody was in that shit one night. We was up at C's. Shouts out to C's, Concrete Jungle and all that. You know what I mean? Shouts out to C's. We was in that studio and shit. And I actually had a verse on that joint, but my shit was ass. I was off that night. You know what I mean? I had a bad. I ain't never been off. You know what I mean? But I think it was like, I was a little overwhelmed because all these niggas was in the room at one time, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Regardless of me being one of them, I was still overwhelmed, you know what I mean? Because I'm looking at these niggas, how they looking at me, like we all them niggas right now, you know what I mean? So I wrote a verse and that shit was like ass, and they was like, nah, that joint ain't gonna work, Tommy. Bam was like, nah, you just gonna do the hook. And I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. So I had to go overkill on the hook. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that was that night and shit. And then after that, damn, man, this is like a clusterfuck right there. I know a lot was going on, bro. I had came out with a John. Quilly is a bitch, Quilly is a plug, and what about Quill? No, me. Damn, bro. I can't think of this fucking John right now.
Cause y'all had this you back.
Yeah, had this back, man. Look, at that point, bro, anybody was food for me. I ain't care. I was coming at everybody. I didn't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Reese used to be telling me, nah, you gotta chill, you gotta calm down. I used to be like, nigga, these niggas can't fuck with me. You know what I mean? They can't fuck with you either. Like, Why not? You know what I mean? Not that we bullies. I just know that these niggas not fucking with me. I know this for a fact. You know what I mean? I would tell these niggas, like, you're not fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like, because I knew it. Right. So at that point, I was just on a gung-ho, you know what I mean? Whoever, catching bodies wherever, you know what I mean? I just wasn't, I was feeling myself.
So when you got the hooks. Mm-hmm. What made you
kept the hook?
The hook. How that become?
That just came from me knowing how to write songs. Like I said, since a young age, I was writing songs for people since after that first talent show. Yeah, I literally went from writing rap songs to writing R&B songs. Oh, so I was writing R&B songs for groups back then at 12. You know what I mean? Like nobody that ever came out, but I was still structuring these songs: verse, bridge. You know what I mean? Chorus, hook. Yeah. Shit like that, pre-hook and all this shit. I was doing that at a young age, so I always knew how to make hooks real quick. Yeah, and that came from listening to Madonna. You know what I mean? Right. Came to listening to Queen, Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, Prince. You know what I mean? Like New Kids. I really liked all this shit. The Boys. You know what I mean? Y'all remember the Boys?
Yeah, I remember the Boys.
Down My Heart. You know what I mean? After 7 and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm really into music, bro. So rapping is not my first favorite genre. You know what I mean? I grew up in that R&B era. Rap was just coming into the forefront in the 80s, but R&B still had a real strong presence, you know what I mean? Right. And pop had a real strong, like 80s was real unique, bro. Like dope. It wasn't just one, like now it's just hip hop.
The 80s set up the 90s to be dope.
Facts. Yep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was like that whole 80s shit, man, with the pop, with the rock, with the even jazz was popular in the 80s, bro. Like they was getting Grammys, Kenny G and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like that shit was really dope to grow up in the fucking 80s. You know what I mean? As far as being around the music and all that shit. Yeah. But that's how the hooks and shit came, from just listening to them type of people and knowing, you know what I mean, how to make a dope hook. Yeah.
What the first song you wrote for somebody?
That song in 7th grade, back when I was like 12, for this group called Swale. There was a group called I'm sorry. It was my 2 cousins, Andrina and Alicia. Shout out to Andrina and Alicia. They had a group, and they was in Pittsburgh. I was in Philly, but I wrote the song for them. And then there was another group called Swale that I had wrote for Sakina, Ayana, Shayna.
That name sounds familiar, Swale.
Yeah, they was like a little group. They ain't blow up or nothing like that, but I had wrote some shit for them. Okay. Yeah, so that's the first people I had wrote for R&B shit back when I was like a young bull, 13 maybe.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
So how you get like, what was the D Block affiliation? Like,
all right. So D Block came from once me and Reese had met up with these guys called Cash and June, MFL Entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's the guys who had managed us at the time. We met them at the DVD era because me and Reese, like, we were just real reckless back then. We ain't give a fuck, yo. Whenever we see a camera, we over there. We gonna take the spotlight. Whoever over there, we gonna smash them. They not better than us. It was literally everywhere. That's how we would do. We would jump out in front of cameras everywhere. Go to parties, just like start getting busy. You know what I mean? Like bullies and shit. Right. So we was up at Hunting Park where the Wine and Spirits joint at, and we met Cash and June over there. They was playing beats and shit, and we just went over and started rapping. I'm like, oh shit, y'all niggas is nice. You know what I mean? Blah 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 blah. They was blown away actually because they was from New York, and they had never heard no shit like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The DVD era was crazy. It was a lot of different styles down here. It was. You know what I mean? A lot of different. It was like the 80s, but it was the 2000s. You know what I mean? It was a lot of different styles. So we met them, started fucking with them, and through them we linked up with D Block because they knew Cash cousin is cousins with somebody that lives in the projects where they be at. Okay. So that was like the connection, if I can remember. And we went up there. So what they said is we gonna start going up there to record instead of staying down here or recording at his house because that's where we was recording at June House in Jersey. He's like, we gonna go book some time up D Block. I'm like, all right, cool. So we went up there. We recorded a song, and it was 2 D Block studios. So we went to the first D Block studio and Bully was there. You remember Bully?
I remember Bully.
Yeah, and Bully was there that night. So we was playing I look mean, I mean, wherever I go, you know. Hey, that was that night I was recording that John, and Bully came in at the end of our session and he was like, yo, who the fuck is that? Like, you know what I mean? What's this? He was like, yo, I gotta get on this John. So literally exactly what my manager said, we just gotta go where the motherfuckers be at. You know what I mean? And he said they're gonna pick up, I promise you. As soon as they hear this music, it don't matter who come in, they're gonna fuck with this shit.
Right.
And I knew that too. I'm like, it didn't matter. It was Jay-Z could have walked in that motherfucker. I knew anybody who was gonna hear this shit was gonna like it. So Bully hopped on the John and then he blessed us with a video. You know what I mean? He did the fucking video and shit.
Yeah, I remember.
And I don't think it was Jordan Towers that did the video. I might be mistaken. It could be Jordan Towers.
Jordan Towers was running around with D Block heavy back then.
I think it was Jordan
So it could've
Towers.
been that.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Jordan Towers.
Was it a white ball?
It was a white ball. Yeah, but it was two white balls that was, and I don't want to discredit nobody, but I'm gonna say it was Jordan Towers because I believe it was. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he did the John. Then that shit dropped on the DVD somewhere, but it went basically viral on the DVD circuit.
Oh, New York.
In New York, and they whole little circuit. They had tons of DVDs up that joint.
Yeah, it had to be there, Jordan Towers, because he was filming for all of pretty much a lot of those DVDs.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was Jordan Towers and shit.
Yeah.
So we did the video at the D Block car wash and everything. Killed that joint, and I'm like, all right. So this is shit get good. So we do that John. That video really opened up a lot of doors. That video changed a lot of shit for me. Just that one video. And after that, after shooting the video, we went back up to D Block, but this was the main studio where Poobs is an engineer at.
Okay.
All right, y'all know Poobs, right? They always shout out, yo, Poobs. Yeah. Kids always. All right, Poobs is the main engineer in there and shit. I ain't dragging out, am I?
No.
All right.
This is your story. Tell me.
So, we went to that studio maybe a few times, but this particular time, Styles was there and Sheik was there. Okay. You know what I mean? This was their main studio where they recorded.
This is the first time you met them?
Yeah, it's the first time I met him and shit. So, and I ain't even smoked back then. So, came in, met these niggas, you know what I mean? And me and Reese is real silly and shit. I never break it. The same person I am right now, I am around. And I don't give a fuck. I'm a jokey person. I play around. Right. I'm silly, you know what I mean? So these niggas is in the room and shit. I'm like, yo, what's good, y'all? Boom, 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 boom. These niggas fried and shit. I'm like, good. Nice to meet y'all and everything. And my manager like, yo, just chill. Like, trying to make me not be me. Motherfucker, what? Like, what you mean? Chill. So, because Styles would say he's sitting right here and shit. He was rolling up and me and Reese over here geeking off like on some sneaky, dumb young bullshit. You know what I mean? Just acting being ourselves. And he's like, just chill out. Like, nigga, I'm not... He don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, we being ourselves.
He wants y'all to be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, want nobody sitting around looking all still like, what's up with these niggas?
Right, so I don't care who you are. I really don't care. Beyonce could be sitting over here. If I had some weed, I'd be, yo, B, you want to hit this shit, you know what I mean? It's nice meeting you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Good music is beautiful. I love it all. Have a good time. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? It's just me. But they had the beats and shit. They bought some beats up and everything. They was like, yeah, we finishing up the No Security album. They was working on the No Security album. This was the D Block compilation, John. Right. You remember that, John?
Yeah.
All right, so the John was done already. The CD was done. All right, so it was probably like 16 Jones on there, 17 Jones on there. And they was like, yeah, this John is done already, but if you could see what you could do with these beats, we got a couple beats over here and shit. I'm like, cool, no problem. So I knew Poobs already. I had a little relationship with him from recording and shit and just being a silly motherfucker. So they put the first beat on. I'm listening to it. They like, could you fuck with that? I'm like, yeah, of course. So I go in the booth and shit, you know what I mean? Have my little pad and shit. Boom, 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 boom. True story. They put the beat on. I laid this joint down. It was probably like 7 minutes. Oh, did the layers, leveled it up and everything. Probably like 7 minutes. No more than 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Dropped that John. They was like, oh shit, nigga, this done already. This shit is fire. You know what I mean, I'm not exaggerating. Like 7 minutes.
So who was in there? Say that one more time. Who was all in there?
Styles was in there. Sheik was in there. My manager was in there. Poobs was in there. Reese was in there. Pills wasn't there. I don't think Pills was there. I think it was just us.
Okay.
And Hit. Their manager Hit. His name was Hit and shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I did that John. I was like, we good? Pooh was like, yeah, come on out. I did that John. He was like, let me hear how that John sound. So they just vibing and shit. They in the back, Styles on the John, smoking this weed and everything. I'm like, you got another John? They're like, yeah, we got something else. So he rolled that John up and shit, ran in there, did the same thing, probably like 10 minutes this time. Boom, 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 knocked that John out. Came right back out. So now they like looking at shit. They like, you know what I mean? Like smoking, but they more into it and shit. They're like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? Like, huh? Yeah. So I'm like, give me another John. Come on. Like, I'm cocky. I'm feeling myself. You know what I mean? I got Styles right. I got Sheik right here. I'm like, oh, fuck that. I listen to the Locks my whole life. Like, these niggas make me write raps. You know what I mean? Fuck all that. I'm going in here to show off.
Take your chance.
Went in there again. Put the next beat on. Knocked that hook out. This nigga Styles stood up like, what the fuck? I think it was Rockstar P. I think Rockstar P was there. Yeah. Styles stood up like, what the fuck? This nigga's a little me. What the fuck is going on here? You know,
that's how he saw it too.
Yeah, I'm like, so I came out the booth and shit. He hugged me and shit. I'm like, oh shit. Like, he pulled me over, gave me a dap and shit. Like, yo, bro, this is crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you a workaholic. You like me, man. Like, we working. I'm like, yeah, man, let's get it. Like, I appreciate you, bro. Let's go. I'm like, you got more beats? Like that. I'm like, you got more beats? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, Pools, run some more shit. So I think I knocked out 5 Johns in that little session. It was probably in a duration of like 20 to 30 minutes. And from those Johns, they restructured the whole album around the Johns that I had did and shit.
And put them on.
And put them Johns on there and basically restructured the album around those records and shit. Yeah. And one of the Johns that I had did was the actual single. You know what I mean? But I wasn't in the video. Bully had only shot his part for it. It was because I was on Round and Round. It was a song called Round and Round. It's a song called damn, what's the main John? I'm tripping right now. I'm about to look this shit up.
Yeah, go ahead, look.
Hold on.
Yeah, look it up.
Bug it out right now.
Fuck, what album was it on?
No Security. Oh, you gonna look it up? All right, cool.
Yep. I remember y'all on the songs. I might put that heck back then.
No security.
Yeah, D-Block, No Security, you know what I mean? I'm gonna give y'all a little fun fact on that joint after that too. Watch this. Shouts out to Reese, man. Shouts out to my guy Mir Baltier.
So Much Trouble. Round and Round. From the Block.
Yep, Round and Round. From the Block was the main joint. From the Block was the single. I'm from the block, homie. And me and Sheik did that joint.
Right.
And I had did the
From the Block.
Yeah, and they had a bonus CD too, and I was on 2 of the bonus Johns.
That's it, right here, Tommy Star.
Yes, sir.
They forgot the S.
That's all good, man. It was good. It was good to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I said,
though.
fuck it. They knew what they was. They knew my name and the damn Star.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, Styles P, Sheik Luch, Ty, whoever Ty was. Who was that?
T.Y.
T.Y., okay.
Yeah, T.Y. I mean.
Tommy Star and Bully.
Yes, sir. And that joint was a banger.
Yeah, released 2007.
Yeah, I mean, that was a
From the Block. If y'all want to go hear what Tommy did on From the Block, go check it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's like 4 other Jones on there. Fun fact, that same year, I believe, the first MMG compilation came out. Ross, Meek, and all them. The D Block definitely outsold them. I wrote a majority of. I wrote more than everybody on that No Security John. Yes, we definitely outsold the MMG John. We did 100,000 that year. You know what I mean? Just a fun fact. 2007.
Okay.
Around that time, I think they had came out, and I don't know what they sold now, but that year we had did 100,000. I think they had stalled out around 65,000.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Meek was hottest in the city. I was still out here doing my thing. You know what I mean? I was still in the tuck, still on in Billboard and where was the other stores and shit. I was everywhere. Target, all that shit. Walmart.
Yeah.
Everything. Actual hard copies. You know what I mean? So we sold 100,000 hard copies
Right.
of that album.
So they assigned you?
No, I wasn't signed. I never signed to D Block. I was just affiliated with D Block.
Right.
You know what I mean? I never signed.
Do you get published and everything from this stuff?
Nah, I got paid, but I didn't have my business together back then. So, you know what I mean? I definitely don't get publishing off of that. Part of the game. Pay your dues.
I mean,
Pay
long as
dues.
you got paid
It wasn't their job to teach me the game. It was their job to give me an opportunity, and that's what they did.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
understand
have,
that.
Yeah, I don't have no
that's
animosity
real.
against anybody. I could have made tons, but I don't even look at it as a loss because we sitting here talking about this right now. How many niggas can say they got songs with Jada Kiss and Styles and shit?
Your name on the credit. That's right. I mean, your name on the credit.
It's priceless.
So that's it right there.
Facts. You know what I mean? Like, that's my card right there. Nigga can't ever discredit me for anything. It's right there. You know what I mean?
His name right here on the credits, yo. I mean, featured artist.
Did you have anybody was trying to sign you? Sign y'all too? Any other labels?
Yeah, we had a situation with man, let me get this label shit, man. How I look at it now, man. We did have a few meetings. We had a few sit downs. The most notable was with Shady. And we had, what's the boy that used to manage Eminem? What's his name?
Paul Rosenberg.
Paul Rosenberg. That's his name, right? Paul Rosenberg.
Paul
Rosenberg. We had a meeting with Paul Rosenberg and shit. So I remember this shit vividly because it was in the same building as Queen Bee Records, and it was in like this. Man, this shit like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was on this type time here. You know what I mean? But when you went into the office, it was like, oh shit! Like say this is like the halls and shit. It was like real downtown. Back block type time, but it was record labels in there. I'm like, oh shit. So it was Queen Bee in there, and then there was Shady like above them and shit. We went in that joint. We had the meeting with Paul Rosenberg. We played him the records and shit. He was liking all that shit. I'm like, oh shit, you know what I mean? This shit about to go down. Like we in here with Eminem and Shady and shit. And at that time, I'm thinking.
So you saw Eminem?
No, I didn't see Eminem. No, I just saw Paul and shit. You know what I mean? And this is when Juicy J and them was popping real hard with the movie soundtrack.
Okay.
What this shit was called?
I know what song you're talking about. I know
Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow. So I know they was doing some across seas shit, and when we did the meeting, I remember him vividly saying, "Yeah, I got to go across seas with Juicy J, and when we come back, we gonna finalize everything." Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
I'm like, oh shit, it's about to fucking go down. You know what I mean? Like, Shady is cool. It ain't really our fit. This is what I'm thinking at the time. I'm like, it ain't really our fit, but I'm going to make it our fit. That's all I was thinking in my head. Like, I'm going to make this shit our fit. Like, you crazy. Eminem, Shady, like, we about to take this shit somewhere else. So, Paul left, and over the duration of that happening, I split with the management.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, things went left. The business wasn't right to me.
Right.
Red flags was going off in my head about a lot of things. And they was trying to get us to sign a contract I ain't agree with. You know what I mean?
Management.
The management, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I ain't going to go too much into detail, but they was basically trying to get us to sign something I ain't agree with. Shouts out to Cash and June.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But that was my gut. My gut always been right in every situation I've ever been in.
Right.
And I know for a fact that made sense. So the Paul Rosenberg deal didn't go through. But after I split way with the management, me and Reese split way in a sense. Y'all probably never knew this. I don't know if Reese told y'all this.
no, but I had a feeling.
I
though.
mean,
No,
we
had a
seen
feeling.
it.
I had a feeling though.
Yeah.
I just not said nothing
We
about
just thought that it was just, all right, boom. We
Mutual,
didn't know it was
like,
no
mutual
animosity. It wasn't
Yeah. Now, it wasn't animosity.
It was like brushing away, like growing away.
Yeah. It was going in different directions, and only because I didn't fuck with the management.
Oh, he stayed.
He stayed with him. Yeah, that's why it was happening.
Okay.
So he stuck with the management, and I just couldn't fuck with them. So it wasn't that I wasn't fucking with Reese. I just wasn't fucking with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it became like a friendly competition type of thing. You know, I'm over here doing this, and they over there. So we both Virgos and shit. So we got that competitive nature. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show these motherfuckers how I work. You know what I mean? Like I'm me. You know what I mean? Like what? So it wasn't trying to come at Reese or anything. I was basically going to prove to these niggas like y'all got me fucked up. Watch this. I don't need y'all. I didn't need y'all before y'all came around.
Yeah.
So my man DJ Young Legend, shouts out to DJ Young Legend. He hits me one night, probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. He like,
was he officially the DJ for Mville? Because I remember him.
Yeah. For the most part, yep.
Yeah.
So he hit me like 1 o'clock in the morning one day, like, yo, DJ Big Mike just called me. He want to talk to you. You know who DJ Big Mike is?
Yeah.
Remember him from? He was with the Empire era, the Empire, and all that shit.
Yeah, he was a mixtape DJ.
Yeah, mixtape DJ. Yep, DJ Big Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, yo, DJ Big Mike he want to reach out to you, he want to talk to you. I'm like, who's DJ Big Mike? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, no, bro, he real big. Can I give him your number? Boom. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So he gave me his we got on a 3-way with DJ Big Mike and shit. And this was shit about the time I'm gonna give y'all some good shit. So DJ Big Mike get on the John. And we rapping. He like, yo, bro, it's good to meet you. I saw your video. He saw the I Look Mean video.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's where he met me. He saw me from. He was like, yo, I saw you on there. Yo, what do you got going on? What's your situation? I'm like, yeah, I ain't really got nothing going on right now. You know what I mean? I just split up with my management. He was like, all right, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm gonna be free. He like, all right, I'm gonna come down and meet up with you tomorrow. This nigga lived in Connecticut.
Right, he was from Connecticut.
Yeah, he lived in Connecticut.
Okay.
So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be down there tomorrow. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna bring somebody with me. I'm like, all right, cool. Now I gotta remember this nigga, cause y'all know who the fuck this is.
Snap.
Hold on.
Remember when I was just talking to Bumblebee and them, and I was just asking about Big Mike? That's the Big Mike. I had him mixed up, but it was another boy. His name was Big Son, big white boy from Philly, and he was doing the DVD. That's why I got them names mixed up.
Yeah. What the fuck was this nigga's name, man? God damn, I gotta get the name right because he used to manage Foxy Brown, man. Legend gonna kick my ass.
Man, it's Foxy Brown.
Brown. Y'all know that if I say his name, y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. Foxy Brown manager.
You looking at it right now, too. You see it pop up.
Just to give y'all a good. It's a white boy. It wasn't Chaz or Black Hand. That's later on.
Yeah.
And he managed what's his name? Damn, I can't remember now. The fucking weed got me all over the place, bro. Stop smoking that shit, man. Not professional.
Chaz managed Foxy later.
My bad, y'all. They had this little part on here.
No, this is good. You did this all raw.
Joey Badass. He managed Joey Badass too. And what's his name? Smoke Dizza. He managed them now. They on his label. What's this nigga's name?
Motherfucker, figure that out. Cause
right now,
if you type in, when you Google Foxy manager, Chaz come up.
All right, yeah, that's the old John, the older John, and freaking what am I looking for here? All right, here you go. Joey Badass. Yeah, see if Legend was here. See if my guys was here, then they could just be filling me in on
John
Manelli
or something like that. John.
No, it's not John Manelli. It's It is John something though. Man, look.
It might be.
It's not John Manelli. It's
That's who managed Joey Badass now.
Yeah, he the one. He owns the label he on. He owns the guy I'm talking about. Owns the label.
All right, motherfucker.
That he on. That might be his manager's name, but yeah. What the fuck? Yeah.
Relentless
Cinematic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Snipes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Johnny Snipes. All right.
You figured that one out.
Johnny Snipes and shit. So he like, I'm gonna come down there tomorrow, and I'm gonna have Johnny with me. I'm like, all right. I don't know who Johnny is. Cool. Like, go ahead, Johnny with you. I'm like, cool, we going to Johnny Snipes and shit. So these niggas drove all the way. It was hot as shit, too. It was like 99 degrees and shit. These niggas drove all the way down to Philly and shit. Came in my living room. I'm like, on some movie shit. You know how that shit used to be in the movies. Yeah. The label come down. And, you remember back in the 90s, niggas would travel. Like, we got to go to this nigga's house, his hood. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, this shit is going down. This motherfucker for real. You know what I mean? I remember it was hot as fuck in there. The fan was blowing. My mom was there. She was offering motherfuckers water and shit. And this nigga, Johnny Snipes, was on the chair sweating like a motherfucker. He was like, it's hot.
He was on your block?
Yeah, he came to the crib. Yeah, they came down. They drove down and shit. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit. So these niggas sitting on the couch, they hot as shit. Him and Mike in the crib, hot as shit. He's like, yo, bro. Yeah, we're fucking with the music. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right. What are you doing right now? He's like, I ain't doing nothing. He's like, you want to come with us? I'm like, yes. He said yes. Yes. Of course.
Right. That's a real dope, though. I love to.
It was my man Most was with me. Shout out to Most Famous and Godpire. You know what I mean? He just did some shit for what's the fuck, man. I'm gonna think of it in a second. Anyway, shout out to Godpire, Most Famous. So we went up there with them. We drove back up to Manhattan and shit, and went to the studio. So we get in the studio. He like, yeah, there's a couple rooms in this joint. I'm like, oh shit, this is cool. You know what I mean? We in the studio. I'm about to get to work already. You know, I don't really know what's going on. So he taking me around the studio. He like, come on in here. I'm gonna introduce you to my artist. I'm gonna introduce you to my one of my artists. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in the back. We open the door. Nipsey Hussle standing right there and shit. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what's good, bro? He like, yeah, what's going on? Cuz, blah, blah, blah. Because back then I used to wear a lot of red and shit on some. We wasn't Bloods, but we was affiliated with these. So I just used to wear random red shit all the time. He was like, what's going on, cuz? I'm like, how you doing? He's like, nice to meet you, bro. Boom, boom. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I fuck with your shit, bro. Because I had heard like one or two of his joints. I'm like, I fuck with your shit, bro. He's like, word. I'm like, yeah, we gonna work. We gonna get it in. I'm like, all right, cool, let's get it in. So I went back into the other room and shit. Just got to work. You know what I mean? I started recording right after that. So I was doing.
You heard your song? Did he hear you rapping?
Who, Nipsey?
Yeah.
I think he did hear my shit. Yeah, they was playing it.
Oh,
yeah, they was playing my shit. When I first got up there, they was playing that shit. Okay. So I went into another little studio. They put the beats on. And I just did what I do, you know what I mean? I just started dropping shit. So at that point, it was basically Mike. Johnny didn't want to sign me, but so Mike took it upon himself to start shopping me. He took me up under his wing and shit. So this nigga Mike had me all over the fucking place. I'm talking about.
Where took you at?
I'm talking about as far as mixtapes, my exposure with the mixtapes, my exposure with the DVDs, my exposure online, everything just expanded crazy. Shouts out to DJ Big Mike, I love you, brother. You know what I mean? That nigga really changed, like altered, shifted my life, you know what I mean? With all that shit. I was on Drake's unofficial mixtape. I'm pretty sure y'all know which one it is if I bring it up, but I was on Drake's John. I was on Trey Songz mixtape.
Yeah.
I was on.
I see it right here.
Oh yeah, see. Yeah. I was on Trey Songz, John, Hair Kitty. That was actually on his website. It was the main John on his website and shit.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Yeah, I was doing this all through Big Mike. Like DJ Big Mike had all the plugs, bro. This nigga used to come in with records like, yo, I need a verse for this. I need a verse for this. I need a verse for this. I'm me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you had a diss song against Quilly before, right?
Yeah, what that shit was called.
But now I see a couple of years back you did a song with Quilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, was it No Excuses?
No Excuses.
No Excuses. Yeah.
How that come about?
Produced by Jay Philly.
Yeah. Shouts out to Jay Philly, man. He's talked to the dude in a long time. Jay Philly. That was I was working on a project maybe like, what year was this? Like maybe almost 7 years ago. So now I lived in Linwood Gardens and shit. And I was working on a little project up there, and Legend was actually helping me with this project. So he was behind it. He was really backing me on this joint, putting a couple dollars behind me and shit. And he was like, who you want to get? He's like, you think Quilly would be a good joint? I'm like, yeah, Quilly would be a great joint. Me and Quilly never had no personal beef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like music shit and everything. I ain't never had an issue with Quilly. I think Quilly is an exceptional, talented
Artist.
You know what I mean? I think he's one of the nicest niggas ever to do it. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, I think he's that dope. I think he's
the
a
Guest,
lyricist.
our last guest just said the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, bro. I'm giving niggas they flowers.
That's two for Quilly today.
Nah, real talk, bro. That nigga's extremely talented, bro. Like, to be all these years and just to get nicer and nicer and nicer. That's like some Jadakiss shit. You know what I mean? Like, style shit. Like, these niggas can consistently be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's thorough. But we reached out to him and shit. Like I said, cool my folks. I can hit up Quilly right now and shit.
Yeah, Quilly dope.
And we did that John, shot the vid. I shot the vid. I edited the vid. No, my man shot the vid. I edited the John.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the in studio. I'm like, fuck that. We got the record with him. We might as well shoot the fucking video. Why not? You know what I mean? I ain't just trying to take a MP3. Fuck, I'm gonna do with that. You know what I mean? I need the video to prove it happened. You know what I mean?
Smart. That's smart.
It happened. Fuck out of here.
All right, man. So that's dope. Now, what you doing now? Like, what you got going on now?
Man, I do the videography. I actually had made a project maybe like 2 years ago. So I got unreleased music. It's just in the tuck.
Oh. What name of this album?
I'm gonna probably call it damn, I got this shit written down on my computer. Project X, maybe. I might call it Project X, but I'm gonna definitely put it out.
How many songs on it?
I believe it's like 11. You know what I mean? It's like 11 Johns. It's nothing like what y'all. It's not Tommy Stars like that. You know what I mean? It's evolved Tommy Stars of 2022. You know what I mean? Like the type of music I make now and shit. But that's in the tuck. I'm doing the videography full time now. You know what I mean?
You shooting and editing videos right now. That's
That's what I do. I'm full time. This is my logo right here, TheKreator. You know what I mean? Y'all ever heard of TheKreator? Anybody?
I just seen that.
Creator?
What you just do recently?
Dame Dollar jump, throw your hands up. I do everybody.
I just
shit.
seen that recently, and I seen that logo.
Yeah,
TheKreator.
Yeah, TheKreator.
So
That's
you just
me.
did Dame Dollar shit.
Yeah, I just did Dame Dollar John. I did Moozy Vert John. I did 2 Johns for PGS Spence, #1, and Dancing.
I think that's what I seen.
Yeah, and y'all know Spence one of the hottest niggas out in the city
one of
right
the
now.
hottest
You know
niggas
what I
in the city.
mean?
Shout out to the Philly Goats.
Shouts out to the Goats. Shouts out to motherfucking Spence and
Spence
30.
I think Spence is
DJ Crazy. Shouts out to my nigga DJ Crazy 100%, man. Love you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? DJ Crazy the one who plugged me in with all them.
Okay.
You
That's
know
what
I
I
mean?
seen. I think it's with the Spence John.
Yeah.
You
and I did
the,
2 Rare John too.
You did the John where they got the afros and
No, I ain't do that. That was that's Visuals by Luke did that John.
Okay.
Makeshift Philly. They did that John. Shouts out to Visuals by Luke too. You know
but which
what I
one
mean?
you said you did?
#1. It's called #1 by
Okay.
PGS Spence and Dancing. It's another joint called Dancing.
And he said he did 2 Rare.
I did 2 Rare live joint at the Met.
Okay.
Oh, so I watched that
you in the
joint.
mix,
Yo,
mix.
I watched that joint.
Yeah. I'm in the mix. Yeah.
Yeah. You in the mix.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I did a lot of people's shit, bro. I did Suzanne Christine. I just did her last joint. Hold on.
You out here working.
Yeah. Oh, I did. You see this Glorilla? Like, I be doing DTLR. I did Powerhouse last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Powerhouse.
Oh,
you getting a VIP. I mean, what you getting the media passes for Powerhouse?
Yeah. That was actually directly. Shout out to DJ RL. I got that one directly through DJ RL.
Okay.
He just randomly, real nigga, DJ RL. I appreciate you forever, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep giving shout outs, but he hit me like the day before Powerhouse last year.
Okay.
Just randomly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, he ain't never called my phone, just called me, and I had a gig that day. The day of Powerhouse, I was booked. So he hit me like, yo, bro, I got an opportunity for you. Boom, 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 boom. If you can make it down here, we can get you to pass it. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, shit. Hell yeah, Powerhouse, motherfucker. Hell yeah, I can do this. So I hit my man immediately, you know what I mean? I hit him like, yo, bro, I got a crazy opportunity tomorrow. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to leave you hanging. Shouts out to my man J Miles and the Miles Boys. That's who it was.
Yeah.
My guys, the Miles Boys. I just did 2 of his events this weekend too. So freaking 2. So freaking I called him. He was like, it's cool. I sent another videographer to do that shit and then went to Powerhouse. Get the Powerhouse. Bro, that was a whole bunch of craziness, but you know what I mean? I had to make Kool-Aid out of vinegar and water, and I made the shit happen. There was a lot going on that night.
Too fast, wasn't it?
Huh?
It was moving too fast, wasn't it?
It wasn't even that it was moving too fast. It was the employees. It was on weird shit. You know what I mean? Like on some weird shit for no reason.
Yeah.
Like just attacking me. It was mad people with cameras. They just kept queuing in on me. Like, get the guy over there. Like, it was weird as shit. But regardless of all that happened, I got
because they
shot.
recognized you. That's probably why they was queuing in on you.
Maybe. I don't know. These was old white men. I don't know why they would recognize me.
They probably trying to invite you in one of them.
I don't want to go. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? Keep that shit over there. You know what I mean? Real talk. But that's what I'm doing now, the videography. But like I said, shouts out to Amir Baltier clothing. That's this right here. But I'm usually wearing Baltier clothing all the time. That's my man. Shouts out to fucking Rockstar. Shouts out to Reese, of course. Shouts out to motherfucking Legend. And 3182. Club 3182. That's my man Club, too. I had to do some shameless plugs and shit. I still got a million stories, but it's up to y'all.
Okay, we going to close it out because we already over the what's the name? But we'll bring you back another time.
All right, first.
Tell you,
well, give everybody where they
social
can follow you. Yeah.
TheKreator. That's TheKreator.
Yeah, go follow
TheKreator. Follow me right there. If anybody care about anything else, like personal shit, maybe if I'm still doing music or things like that, Tommy Stars Online. Y'all can follow me at Tommy Stars Online. That's both my Instagram joints, TheKreator and Tommy Stars Online. And y'all can follow my YouTube page too, 282 Digital or TheKreator again. I got over 1K subscribers. My page is going up. I got viral videos on there with 50 Cent and Mike's Knox, like 300,000 views type time on that John. Like, it's a good page. Check out my YouTube page.
Yep. Shout out Tommy Stars, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, bro. I appreciate y'all, real shit. I appreciate y'all a million times. You know what I mean? I'm
Back to the Hood.
Back to the Hood right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
TheKreator, motherfucking Tommy Stars Online. Hey, you know what I mean? My guy, this is a picture or some shit.
Peep my start. Peep my game.
Peep my talk, peep my
Get a
slang.
picture
Shouts
with
out
your
to
phone,
Reese,
bro.
man.
Get a picture right at a with your phone.
Yeah. I hope I ain't forget nobody. Suzanne, Christine. I remembered everything. My girl, my lady, my family, my boys, my kids. Tamir, Shania, Haji, Mike, Phoenix, Tierra. You know what I mean? Everybody. Oh, and my brother who made my logo.
That's fire, that logo.
Yeah, you know I mean? He created this and changed another game changer.
All right, y'all. Back to the podcast. We out.
Nigga said, let me shut this nigga up.